All right, guys, welcome back to our subscriber game, the original subscriber game here in Australia. We have taken off officially and swarmed into Asia. You can see the blue swarm. I'm loving it. We were kind of taken aback by Geraldton dropping out. That did suck. But he's staying so far with right of way, and so he's staying blue on my map. And if he turns beige, I'll uh, I'll do an immediate cast on it because that means we need to really, in my experience, as soon as they go beige on you, which means that they kill you right of way, that means they're about to attack you or go to war with you. So as long as he's blue, I feel okay with it. I'm not super okay with it, obviously. Like I wish he was an active player fighting beside us, but I do love that Otago is now part of us in the inner seven. He was always one of us, obviously, but I love it that it's official. And if we win this thing, which we may or may not, but if we do, then he'll get the gold marks along with the rest of us as he deserves. So, just wanted to show you what's going on up here. I'm continuing with my war in the north up here. This guy was a skilled opponent, and the reason I'm saying that is, a lot of times when you're attacking AI, you just do sort of mechanical things and attack. And at some point, I realized this guy is doing subtle things with me. He's doing things that the AI doesn't do. Um, Specifically, like singling out my cannon stacks instead of attacking other things. But anyway, at some point, I realized, okay, hold on, I have to pay close attention to this. I think I've got him beat now, and I'm not sure whether I've defeated his capital or if I've just uh, run him out of the game. He doesn't have a capital anymore. So this is interesting. If anybody knows, how do you tell if there's no capital, which I've already taken as capital? How can you tell if it's an AI or if it's a human still in the game? Um, Big question. Not really sure. Part of what happened here is Geraldton was attacking north with me. And so we were kind of part of this wave moving north. And then all of a sudden he's gone over here. And now I've got my flank exposed. And that's kind of what happened to me up here. I did lose some guys. I did sort of lose some momentum up here because of that. It's like you're kind of depending on everybody moving forward at the same time. And then whatever happened with Geraldton, I do honestly hope he's okay. Like I hope it's not some sort of emergency in his family or something. But whatever the case might be, he did drop out, which is okay because he's still blue, right? He's still, an ally more or less. I have right away, which assumes a certain level of non-aggression, but he stopped attacking forward, and that's really, really the unfortunate thing. So it looks like I did attack down into here, and then this guy attacked into the gap I left behind, which that's my fault. You got to keep your borders tight. As you move forward, you have to secure each territory and make sure you have enough to defend it. So I'm having to run back in there. I'm going to go ahead and split my stack here and send 40 guys in a tank back. 40 guys in a tank go into this territory. And then I'm going to go ahead and, I don't think I need all 9 of these guys, do I? I'm glad I talked about this. It's funny because casting this supposedly is a service to you guys, but it's way more of a service to me because I'm talking about things out loud, and I can't tell you how many times I've like reorganized my thoughts because I'm like, hold on, no, because now that I'm saying it out loud, that sounds dumb, or this would be a great idea or whatever. So it's actually really good for me to be able to talk about these things. All right, so here's another big thing. I want to call your attention to one of the heroes of this game. First of all, there's no doubt that Darwin, Mr. Darles Charwin, I love that instead of Charles Darwin, get it, is a freaking hero, and he's been rocking this since the very beginning. But I wanted to call your attention to South Borneo here. So let's go ahead and show the colors so we can see. Now, don't be fooled by this. This is down here is Geraldton, that son of a bitch, who's gone now. But South Borneo took all of these islands all up into here. He took this big island here, which is very important. He took, come back. He took all of this giant portion here and all of this up here. So he is now officially kind of my friend as we conquer up north. And there's a couple of us up here, but here's Geraldton. You can see right here is a similar pink, but you can tell it's Geraldton because it's shaded, right? It has fog of war, which you don't see with your allies. So, and then of course, all of what's happening here in Japan is all South Borneo, and it's all because of this dude. Now, why am I mentioning this, Sir Tandem? It's because I did a disservice to him, and I wanted to talk about it in this video because, so here's what happened. He came up with the idea of having a multiverse player game. In other words, because we've been talking about this, like, well, how can we deal with, so this is the original subscriber game, and it worked out okay. But, you know, this was early when we had like maybe 100 followers, 100 subscribers. But now we have more like 250. And so in the second subscriber game, we had like, we filled up our coalition right away, and then had like another 10 or 12 people who couldn't get in. So Sir Tandem in this game messaged me, and he said, hey, what if we had a multiverse? What if we had a game where there were several coalitions, all of them subscribers, right? So we're all still from the universe, right? From the 1914 universe channel, but, you know, multiple coalitions starting in multiple locations. And I was like, yeah, dude, that sounds great. Would you want to be a captain? And he was like, yeah. And then I did what I always do, which is I just lost it. I lost the communication. I'm kind of trying to deal with YouTube, and so I have lots of comments coming in on YouTube, and I'm trying to answer all the comments. And then I also have at least a dozen games in 1914 that I'm playing, so lots of different games in 1914. And then there's Discord, where people are talking about stuff on Discord and throwing stuff out and back and forth. And so this is just me dropping the ball because, and I do want to say this, I combed through my YouTube comments because I thought that's where I got the idea. I thought that somebody on YouTube had suggested this. And so I was combing through all my YouTube. I was going way back and couldn't find this exchange. And the thing is, when it comes to 1914, you have to go to the specific game, and then you have to go to the specific person and find that exchange, right? You can't search it. There's no way. And so, you know, long story short, I didn't find it. And then I'm so glad because I got back on this game, and he reached out to me and he's like, hey, what's up? I thought it was going to be, you know, in this game. And then all of a sudden this game starts, and I was like, oh man, I'm so sorry. Like, I've been trying to find you. Like, I've been trying to find who gave me that idea. And I feel bad. It's like, and I told him, I'm like, okay, I now have a notebook beside my computer, and when important information comes along, I'm going to write it down. You know, like, I'm not going to trust that I'll remember anything, because I do not remember anything ever. I think that's true sometimes. Like, it depends on the kind of mind you have. I definitely have more of a, I don't know, creative, strategic. I don't know. I like to problem solve. I like to think of new ways to solve problems, but I'm also really bad at administrative things, at remembering details. And so there's just all different kinds of people. And I'm hoping, like, one of the things I really want to do is I'd love to partner with somebody who's really good at administrative things and remembering details. And like, maybe the two of us could run this whole enterprise, because I know I'm good at forming a community. I know that. If you don't know this about me, I've been a high school and middle school math teacher for 20 years. And my whole thing has always been about making sure that my students knew that they were important and that they were part of a bigger vision. Like, that we're not just here to learn the Pythagorean theorem, that we're here together for your future and for, you know, what's important for you and for all of us, you know? And so I think I'm pretty good at team building. I think I'm pretty good at, you know, making sure that everybody knows that they're valued. But what I'm not good at, and this is a great example of it, is remembering details. And so super sorry, apologetics over to Sir Tandoom, because um, it was his idea to do the multiverse. He even came up with the name multiverse, which I thought was freaking brilliant. And so I've got to give props here, man. I've got to give props. And then when we start the actual game, I'm going to give props over there too, because I definitely feel bad that it got lost in the mix. So anyway, and I definitely wanted to show, like, it's not, he's not just an idea guy. He's a freaking conquer monster. Like, he's got all of this island. He's got all of these islands, half of Japan, which he's in the process of conquering. He's on up into the Korean Peninsula up here, and he's all through, all through this region as well. So, he's both, an idea guy and, a beast on the battlefield. So, Sir Tandoom, I take my hat off to you. Thanks, bro. Super sorry about being a doofus, but that's kind of my deal, I guess, But anyway, what I did say is that I would love for him to be a team captain. There's still a couple continents that are available in the game. So if he wants to step up and do that, he can. He also mentioned that he has a friend that he might want to join their coalition. And so that's cool too. So anyway, that's, I just do feel bad. It's like, that's the kind of person I am. Is I do want to bring people together, and I do want to build people up. And then I have this flaw of just forgetting things and being a little bit scatterbrained. And then sometimes that works against my main goal, which is to build people up and to build community. And so it just sucks, like, I don't know. It just sucks. I'm not a young man, I'm 52. So it's like, I'm trying to figure this out. Like, if I haven't figured it out by now, I probably won't. So at this point in my life, I think I'm just trying to, like, be okay with being the absent-minded professor or whatever. But at the same time, also, I think it's really important that when I do something like this, that I own up to it, and that I'm just like, dude, that's my bad. I fucked up. That's not cool. And I'm super sorry. So, and I also, big respect to him for being like, oh, hey man, what's up? And he was really cool about it. He just reached out and he was like, hey, I thought we were going to do this thing, and then it didn't happen. And, but was really cool about it. Like, he didn't come at me, he was just really cool about it. So, dude, way to go. And props where they deservedly belong, because the idea of a multiverse is fucking brilliant. I mean, we are the 1914 universe here. And then the idea of having multiple coalitions and then calling it the multiverse, it's brilliant. I went and saw Doctor Strange, the Multiverse, which, if you haven't seen it yet, it's pretty good, man. I mean, I see all the Marvel superhero movies, of course, but it's rather good. Like, to see Doctor Strange dreamwalk in the corpse of his, okay, that's a spoiler. I don't even want to, I don't want to go there. It gets nuts. But anyway, it's topical. It's current. We are the multiverse. It's coming up soon. I'm looking for the next 500 player game. It's going to be great. All right. So other than that, there's not much to say other than that Gascoigne and Java are really doing good, kicking butt westward over here. I was a little bit concerned earlier because they hit the wall of General PBJ over here, peanut butter and jelly over here. And PBJ was fighting back and doing a good job of it, but they have pushed through. They've really done good. So honestly, way to go, Java, way to go, Gascoigne. I know Gascoigne is somebody who is relatively new to the game, but he has taken to this game like, a dog to a bone. Like, he's on it, like, he's really playing well. And the thing is, that's part of what I love about this game, is that if you're paying attention and you love this game, then you can soak up the knowledge like a sponge. You learn things quickly, and it's fun. Like, it's fun to learn, right? It really is. That's why I hated being a high school math teacher, because I was like, guys, really, this stuff is cool and fun. Like, trust me. Like, yeah, I know that you have to take this test at the end of the year and it's really grueling and, absurd. But like, honestly, math is fun and it's fun to learn things. But the problem with our education system is we don't we don't make it fun. Like we don't to me what we should do is pose problems to kids that make sense to them, the kind of problems that they might face or whatever, and then the kind of problems that they will need math to solve, and then let them find their own way to it, because that's how humans learn. Humans learn by being sort of presented with problems, and then you find the tools to solve those problems, right? And then, but what we do in education is sort of backwards. We just tell you how to do it, right? We tell you all the answers, and only at the very end do we give you the problem set. So it's sort of backwards. It's a weird thing. But anyway, I digress. The point being that this game is fun, and if you catch that bug, if you catch the mania of this game, then you learn fast, And I love seeing Gascoigne. He's learning fast. He's kicking butt. He's swarming up at the rest of us, and look at all this stuff that he's got over here. I think, I know that without him, we would not be pushing west in this fashion. It would have been a stalemate over here. So Gascoigne really came through. And of course, Java continues to just pour in the troops and to kick butt as well. So I'm loving it. And then also, look at Darwin down here. Darwin's got his own little subcontinent going on down here. I love it. Like he's just coming up. Oh my God, look at that. I just saw this. Otago, who was most recently our newest brother officially, although he's been with us from, the very beginning. Look at that. Holy crap. 250 guys and 10 cannon. Oh, and here's what I love, my friend. They are in a boat. What does that mean? That means that this stack, let me just click on it here. Look at that morale, 89%. Why? Because they came in a stack with a boat. We've talked about this before. If you send your guys through the water, which, by the way, all of us are doing, all of us are sending our guys through the water, they lose morale every day that passes while they're in the water, unless they are stacked with a naval unit. So, Otago, I don't know if you knew that or not, but bro, you're coming in with fresh troops, with funky fresh troops. Look at that. Almost 90% morale. They're going to land and kick butt at that high morale level. Let me just show you. My morale level is 60% with this stack over here. Let's see somebody who's just coming in. This is a good idea. Somebody who's just coming in off the water, because, by the way, they do gain morale back as they travel through Allied territory, if that Allied territory is high morale or decent, at least. Let's look at this guy over here. 71. So he left my homeland probably around 100 or 90, and then he went through the water, and he's, you just sink morale as you go through the water. That's a fact of it. It's almost worth holding them back and sending them with ships, but at the same time, you cannot beat the efficiency of just sending everyone, just gathering everyone, send it, like just having this stream. So it's maybe worth it. I would say maybe worth it. Hard to say, but that's usually the way I go, is just send everybody. All right, guys, thanks for checking in. This is our original subscriber game, and it's going well. Things are going good. We do have some challengers that are in the game now. You can see a lot of players are still active here in the Middle East, in Africa, in Europe, and we're continuing to swarm up here. I think things will sort of shift as time goes on. We're going to start to see more and more territories up here occupied by those of us from Oz, and you may see more capitals being moved up into the Asian subcontinent over here. So we'll see what happens, but it's very, very interesting. Thanks for checking in, guys. I'll see y'all next time. Adios, amigo.